Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Tom McGinnis, Corporate Vice President for Healthcare at Microsoft. I'm excited to be here today to discuss our April update for the Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare. We announced the general availability of the Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare this past fall, and it is great to be here to kick off this session with our first set of important updates based on your feedback and based on the strong customer demand we've seen to date. As we all know, COVID-19 has had drastic impacts on nearly every industry, with healthcare workers bearing the heaviest impact from the pandemic. COVID-19 has uniquely changed the way healthcare organizations approach care team collaboration, the way clinicians and administrators work together, as well as the way they approach virtual health and remote monitoring. Digital transformation has also impacted customer expectations. Patients have higher expectations than ever toward their doctors, toward their insurers, and even toward the treatments they receive. With increased digitization, patients expect to receive personalized and proactive care from anywhere at any time. For example, 97% of patients now expect any health institution to have full access to their entire medical history. Against this backdrop, there are three key priorities for healthcare organizations. First, virtual health and remote monitoring. 76% of patients are interested in trying telehealth, and 46% are actively using it to replace canceled visits, according to a McKinsey & Company report. Providers must find new ways to stay engaged with their patients in this new chapter. Second, care team collaboration. Although clinicians require current and complete patient data to make informed care decisions, only 49% of U.S. primary care providers receive information from specialists about changes to their patients' care plans or to the medications. Bringing care team members from across your organization and patients together and from remote locations is crucial. It's crucial to accelerating care delivery and ultimately to supporting improved outcomes. Third, data interoperability. Improving remote patient engagement requires integrated and seamless data exchange to ensure healthcare organizations can access key patient insights. Unfortunately, 90% of the data healthcare providers have available to them is currently unstructured and largely inaccessible to support the decisions they need to make. Finally, security, privacy, and compliance. A healthcare data breach comes with a hefty price tag to the tune of $7.1 million on average. That's up more than 10% from last year. Data, privacy, and security remain a top concern, especially as virtual health grows and the volume of sensitive patient data increases. This dynamic environment requires health organizations to take a new approach. To remain competitive as healthcare organizations reshape their business environment, they must enhance patient engagement and create experiences that personalize healthcare, empower health team collaboration, and enable the sharing of actionable data across the entire care team. Improve clinical and operational insights that increase the efficiency and effectiveness of how care teams work together. And finally, protect health information to create a holistic approach to data security, privacy, and compliance. The first step toward achieving these goals is giving administrators, information, and frontline healthcare workers across the organization the tools they need to succeed. We know that digital transformation demands action at all levels. It, of course, begins with your frontline workforce, but not just your doctors and nurses, but all the employees, the non-clinical roles that interact with your patients day in and day out. COVID-19 has forced health organizations to rethink the future of healthcare. Many organizations are following a three-pronged approach to prepare for this future. First, respond. Adapt and react in real time as more elements of our day-to-day life move online. The demand for care has surged from the rise of COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations, which has led to limited capacity and resources for health organizations. As digital solutions become increasingly infused into healthcare, organizations need to respond to changing patient and industry needs in real time. Second, recover. Develop new models for delivering care based on patient health, value, and cost reduction. And third, reimagine. Focus on new opportunities to improve care and grow revenue in the post-COVID new normal. Now let's see how you can make this real for your organization. I'll turn it over to John Doyle to walk you through the Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare.
Thank you, Tom. Hello, and thank you for joining our industry session today. I'm John Doyle, Business Strategy Leader for Healthcare at Microsoft. I'm pleased to announce our first wave update to Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare, which includes feature enhancements for virtual health, continuous patient monitoring, and care coordination based on customer feedback. I'm also excited to share that we'll be extending language localization support for 8 new languages. Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare provides trusted and integrated capabilities to manage health data at scale, apply machine learning and easy-to-deploy AI tools that deliver automation and efficiency on workflows specifically designed for health data. These capabilities support 3 industry scenarios: enhancing patient engagement by enabling patient data to flow securely across the care continuum, creating patient-centered care experiences, and delivering virtual health tools to facilitate communication between patients and providers. Empowering health team collaboration by making it easier to coordinate care, collaborate on a unified view of the patient, and to continually monitor patients across both inpatient and remote locations. And improving clinical and operational insights by uniting data silos and applying advanced analytics and AI to reveal actionable insights to help inform decision-making. Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare has been specifically designed to help protect sensitive and regulated health information, to support end-to-end security and privacy, helping to manage evolving compliance regulations, and to continually improve upon data governance and trust. Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare brings together trusted cloud capabilities across Azure, Office 365, Dynamics 365, and the Power Platform to support accelerated health transformation. The Cloud for Healthcare includes 9 core industry capability areas with out-of-the-box functionality, pre-configuration, and engineered product features specifically designed to help customers and partners accelerate the adoption and implementation of cloud-enabled industry solutions. Let's jump into more detail on our first wave update. Virtual health has helped expand access to care at a time when the pandemic has restricted the ability for patients to visit their healthcare provider. This has forced providers to rethink how to deliver and improve upon patient experiences while enhancing care management and ensuring the safe and secure exchange of health information. We're introducing new patient access features to streamline the experience for patients by allowing for self-scheduling of both in-person and virtual appointments through existing patient portals, as well as integrating virtual health assistants for triaging, scheduling, and making it seamless to receive follow-up guidance from their care teams. During virtual clinic appointments, care teams can now see a 360-degree view of the patient without having to jump between multiple systems to gather relevant information. And doctors can now see what appointments have been scheduled and who's currently waiting in the virtual patient queue. This allows doctors to seamlessly move to their next patient visit and have all the respective patient information ready and available at their fingertips. Microsoft Teams integrates into existing workflows to improve collaboration while protecting sensitive and regulated health information. Teams empowers doctors and patients to schedule and launch virtual visits within the canvas of Teams or directly within the provider EHR, which includes Epic and other leading vendors. Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare is helping care teams stay connected across the healthcare ecosystem. We're providing robust functionality and care management features and templates that allow managers to develop and follow through on care plan activities and goals, and improve workflow efficiency and the ability to see clinical events in a timeline view to discern the next best action. These new care management features enhance patient and care team experiences, extend the reach of care providers, and improve care coordination and collaboration across the broader ecosystem. With new device management features for continuous patient monitoring, healthcare organizations deploying wearable and remote monitoring devices and sensors can now track and manage device inventory. With the Patient View feature, care coordinators can set care thresholds for patients or patient populations based on condition or medical device type. Care coordinators can also enable integrated care between doctors, care managers, and at-home caregivers to deploy digital coaching or care plan navigation tools tailored for the individual patients. These new feature enhancements are designed to make home and remote care more seamless and more integrated. In April, the Cloud for Healthcare will extend support for 8 new languages: French, Spanish, German, Dutch, Portuguese, Korean, Japanese, and simplified Chinese. Healthcare is a complex industry and an industry that relies on a connected partner ecosystem. Our global partners are building new and integrating existing solutions that extend the value of Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare to help deliver better experiences, better insights, and better care. I would now like to hand over to Edgar Wilson and team to show a short demo of the new features we've talked about today. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Today, we're going to walk you through the Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare and what's coming in the April release. I have some of the individuals that have been an integral part of the April release for the Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare, Rohan Jha and Lydia Williams. Do you want to do a quick intro?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
Rohan, do you want to go first?
Great, yeah, thanks, Lydia. Yeah, so I'm a PM on the Cloud for Healthcare team, helping with the product, including the April release.
And I am part of the Spark team, which is in business applications engineering. And we're basically responsible for building vision, videos, and demos for products across different industries, for biz apps and also the industry solutions.
Awesome. And I'm Edgar Wilson, PM on the Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare Business Applications team. Today, we'll take you through a deep dive of what's coming in the April release, as well as provide you with an overview of Cloud for Healthcare and where it's going in April and beyond.
The Cloud for Healthcare released in October of 2020, in which we leveraged the multitude of solutions within the Microsoft ecosystem to provide for many of the healthcare challenges that we have today. As we move forward to April, we'll be looking to release new verticals around remote patient monitoring, virtual clinic, life sciences, as well as updates to our care management, home health, and patient service center updates. Let's talk about remote patient monitoring. So in today's ever-changing landscape of healthcare, it's going to be important that we remain proactive about patients' care. Therefore, we're releasing a solution that provides the ability to register devices to patients, as well as perform inventory management on those devices. The next area within remote patient monitoring is the ability to view alerts that have come in based on thresholds set for those devices, as well as the ability to view the telemetry coming from those devices in order to make informed decisions about a patient's care. The next solution we'll be releasing in April is our virtual clinic. This is our first true 3-cloud solution that encompasses Azure, Microsoft Teams, as well as the business applications solution for the purpose of booking virtual visits through our patient access portal solution, as well as a virtual clinic model-driven app that allows for queuing, as well as being able to view the full patient record as you're in a meeting with your physician or care manager. The next solutions that we'll be talking about are care management updates. So this encompasses 4 different solutions, which I'll talk about too, and then I'll hand it over to Rohan to discuss the other 2. The first being our care plan development tool updates. This will encompass the ability to add care plan templates, as well as templates for the activities and goals associated with that particular care plan. This also provides the ability to perform collaboration amongst the care team in the context of a care plan, as well as the ability to view and update care plan specifics within the patient access portal. The next section includes our care team collaboration updates. This will provide the ability to perform virtual calls as well as share files within the context of Microsoft Teams, and also the ability to associate a care plan and a member to the care team if necessary. Now I'll hand it off to Rohan Jha to go through the next section of the care management updates.
Thanks, Edgar. As part of the care management updates, we're also bringing in scheduling capabilities within the Patient Service Center. Patient representatives will then be able to schedule appointments as part of a call or when chatting with the patient. Representatives can filter slots by appointment type, location, or discipline. We're also upgrading the timeline by making it possible to see event details directly in the timeline and adding a list-based view of events to improve navigation. We're also making it possible for patients to view their timeline on the patient portal so they also can see upcoming and previous events. Finally, we're introducing Health Assistant, which will show rules-based notifications regarding the patient across our apps. For example, a call center agent might see that a patient missed a recent appointment, and they'll be able to offer to reschedule. We're including both out-of-the-box insights and the capability for organizations to configure and create their own insights. Now I'll hand it over to Lydia.
Another thing we're doing as part of the April release is introducing some further localizations for some different countries and languages, and we can see those on screen here. What we're going to do now is we're going to share with you an H2 video that we've created to show where we anticipate the product being and the vision for the solution over the next 12 months. So with that, we'll hit play with the video.
Coronavirus has truly challenged the predictable and structured way that healthcare is delivered. With each day different from the last, how can healthcare providers move into the future confident that they can meet their patients' ever-changing needs? Patty has been a patient at Woodgrove Healthcare for 18 months. In 2021, knowing patients needed more support than ever, they implemented Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare. The first step in their transformation process was to use the Customer Journey Orchestration tool to intelligently design a personalized care journey for every patient. The solution grouped patients into segments based on their demographics and the state of their health. It then automatically identified which appointments patients should be invited to attend, what education should be shared with them, and other key activities to maximize their healthcare outcomes. How were those key stages of the journey determined? Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare uses Azure API for FHIR to absorb information from an ever-changing set of data sources. These include data from our patient's EMR and other health systems, portal entries captured by the patient themselves, and even social determinants like how easily a patient can access public transportation and healthy food. Each time one of these events occurs, the patient's journey is updated to make sure they're supported. With patients having to navigate health risks on a daily basis, it's really important to have a clear understanding of how they're coping between appointments. To stay connected, our patients receive regular prompts to add entries to their portal. Patty is struggling in coronavirus times. She goes to her portal to add an entry about her anxiety. At the same time, her smartwatch captures a consistently elevated heart rate. Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare uses built-in AI to suggest to Patty that she have a virtual call with her doctor. That afternoon, she jumps on a call with her doctor using Teams. Patty is referred to a therapist who can provide some relief and guidance in these stressful times. Being offered support on the call feels huge. Every appointment requires a full progress note to be captured. During the virtual call, DAX Nuance technology automatically captures the note, as well as a clear analysis of how our patient is feeling. This means her doctor can give her undivided attention, instead of also having to focus on writing notes. Over the coming months, Woodgrove Healthcare continues to check in on how she is. After 3 months of therapy, Patty is feeling a lot better. She's been taught some clear techniques that make it much easier to manage her anxiety, and she's feeling a lot happier. When it's time for her cohort to receive the coronavirus vaccination, she's excited to get protected. Woodgrove Healthcare invite her to book her appointment via the patient portal. There, Azure HealthBot clearly guides her through the process and her appointment is easily confirmed. After her first vaccination, Patty is invited to share feedback about her experience using customer voice. Her responses, along with other data sources, are automatically analysed using Azure Synapse, to ensure that Woodgrove Healthcare can continue to improve the vaccination process for their patients. Insights about every interaction that Patty has had are fed back into her patient journey. Using AI, the journey can be automatically updated to make sure that she receives the most appropriate care going forward. Woodgrove Healthcare was able to transform the way they deliver care to their patient population. This was all made possible using Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare.
That was an awesome demo, Lydia. And now we're going to turn over the programming to Jen Roth. Over to you, Jen.
Thank you, Edgar, Rohan, and Jason. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Roth, Director of Industry Product Marketing for Healthcare. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our fireside chat with today's guest speakers, Patty Obermeyer, Vice President of U.S. Health and Life Sciences at Microsoft, and BJ Moore, Executive Vice President and CIO from Providence. Over to you, Patty.
Thanks, Jen. BJ, thanks for joining us today. Thrilled to have you. Can you share a few things about Providence with our audience?
First, Patty, thank you for having me here. Sure, Providence is one of the largest health systems here in the United States. We serve mostly in the Western United States across 7 states. And during COVID, we were the ones that actually received the first COVID patient into our Everett hospital in January. And so very familiar with the COVID and COVID response.
Wonderful. Let's jump right in with a bunch of questions, given that it's been now a little bit over a year for your organization in treating COVID-19 patients. BJ, you have driven digital resiliency and transformation at Providence. As you mentioned, last January, your organization was faced with treating the very first patient here in the U.S. Can you share a little bit with us about your work and, more importantly, how Providence responded digitally to the COVID-19 pandemic?
So from January to March, COVID really began to ramp up here in the United States. And the big fear was that our communities would overwhelm the emergency departments, the ICU beds. And so we needed to quickly look at, was there a digital way that we could respond? And the way we responded back in March is through a chatbot named Grace. In partnership with Microsoft, we're able to build out that chatbot so that folks in our community could go to this website, interact with Grace. She would ask questions, where you've been, what symptoms do you have? And she'd give you assurance, oh, you're very low risk, don't worry about it, stay home. Maybe medium risk, click here for a telehealth consult with a doctor, or we're concerned, go into an emergency department. What was great about that is if you were low risk, you didn't have to leave your home and put yourself or your community at risk by leaving your home. But if you were at risk, we could get you triaged into the emergency department and get you the healthcare that you needed.
BJ, it was our privilege at Microsoft to work with you and your team at Providence to deploy Grace. Our work together has led to many more health bots used to triage patients globally, which is something that I'm personally very, very proud of. As a matter of fact, our work has led today where we have more than 90 million people globally using Microsoft's bot technology. Truly amazing. Now, BJ, I got to believe there might have been some other technologies that were also critical to Providence during this pandemic. Am I right?
You're right. We had started our journey down the Microsoft platform July 2019, so in advance of the pandemic. But once the pandemic hit, we realized that we need to accelerate all of those efforts. So we got all 120,000 of our caregivers onto Microsoft 365 and Teams, which allowed them to work remotely, both our shared services and caregivers, and that proved to be invaluable. We also took our data out of our on-premise data centers and moved them to the cloud and Azure Data Lake specifically, which really unlocked that data. And then unfortunately, during the pandemic, we saw cyber attacks really beginning to take off. And we were already in process of moving to Azure and its security tools. Tools like Sentinel really proved to be invaluable for us during the pandemic.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I know many health systems here in the U.S. were under attacks from cyber threats. And so thank you for everything that you've done to keep Providence, your patients, and your support of Microsoft. Because here at Microsoft, our strategy is to enable each organization to build their digital capabilities to better serve their patients and empower care teams to transform health outcomes. BJ, when you look back over the past year and Providence's amazing response to COVID-19, and even today with vaccine management, there must have been some thank goodness moments in which you said to yourself, thank goodness we did this, or thank goodness we did that. Did you have any of those moments?
Yeah, our big thank goodness moment is getting our data off premise and into Azure. All these advanced compute tools like artificial intelligence and machine learning only exist in the cloud. And so having already begun that journey before COVID and accelerating that journey to get our data into Azure Data Lake proved to be invaluable. I mentioned in March, we were worried about the ICU beds being overrun. In April and May, it was how do we manage our precious resources like PPE or ventilators or those beds? And I'm happy to say, in partnership with Microsoft, we were able to come up with these very advanced modeling tools using machine learning to actually, with great accuracy, predict within 2 weeks what the surges would look like. So we, with 85% confidence, knew that here in Seattle, we thought cases would drop over the next 2 weeks. When we looked at our Southern California communities, we saw that they may be spiking in the next 2 weeks. So we were able to take these precious resources like PPE, like ventilators, move them around our health system to make sure we weren't overwhelmed as COVID peaked and valleyed in different communities. And we are only able to do that by moving to the cloud. If we were on premise, we wouldn't have had any of those data insights.
Wow, so the cloud really enabled your agility and your resiliency in meeting the needs of your patients. I do have a question for you, BJ. When you look at your patients and your patients' receptivity to these new technologies, did anything surprise you at all?
What surprised me is how quickly they embraced it. Healthcare is 15 to 20 years behind in a lot of technology trends. And so my worry is as we deploy these new technologies, adoption may not be there. I was so happy to see how quickly our doctors, our caregivers, our administrators embraced the technology, not only embraced it, but really leveraged the technology. It was really great to see.
So given all this amazing digital transformation work and you've done at Providence and how you've embraced Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare, I have to ask you, what's next for your organization and its communities as you push forward in new and innovative ways?
Yeah, what's next is really extending the gains that we've had during COVID of remote care. Telehealth has been a cornerstone, but remote monitoring, managing patients at home instead of in a healthcare setting is really going to be the future. So how do you send a patient home? Almost a hospital in the box, with those devices. It could be a thermometer, it could be a blood pressure cuff that's automatically connected to the cloud and streaming that information up to the cloud so that we can do real-time analysis. So maybe 2 or 3 caregivers can manage thousands of patients, and a patient can be secure at home and get excellent care delivery. So it's really that remote care delivery that we see as our future.
Looking forward to my hospital in a box. I'd like to thank BJ Moore for joining us and for the partnership we have with Providence. On behalf of Microsoft, I'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to all of you and all of the healthcare workers who have been and continue to be on the front lines of this pandemic. Thank you so much. Back to you, Jen.
Thank you, Patty and BJ, for that great discussion. Now let's take a couple of minutes to close our programming. We hope you enjoyed learning about the new Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare features that are launching in April. Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare is designed to empower your organization to be adaptable and agile during the changing environment while building resiliency that helps you weather today's challenges and into the future. We hope you gained valuable insights from our session today. There are additional resources for your consideration. Learn more about Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare and watch the guided tours at aka.ms/Cloud for Healthcare. Read our latest healthcare blog, or you can contact your Microsoft account executive about conducting an envisioning session. Envisioning sessions can help your organization challenge the status quo and build the art of the possible by igniting new or accelerating your existing IT initiatives. Thank you for spending your time with us today and enjoy your Ignite programming.